Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is a little bit of a different angle here. My cat has come to say hello. We're back, even if it's just for a little bit. I just wanted to do a quick reading for you all. So links to my website and everything are down below in the description. And this is just going to be a general message for the collective. So I'm probably going to use the Rider-Waite tarot deck here that I have as the main part, and then the Tarot of the Divine deck that I have here as the clarifiers. And I'm going to have the cards face me just so I can read them. Alright. Take a deep breath in and out. I'm gonna shuffle this a few times here and just allow whatever wants to come through to come through. What message do you have for the collective here? Ooh. Oh. Interesting. Okay. So the first two that came out here was the Two of Swords with the Ten of Cups. And the first thing that came to my head was like, this is an interesting contrast. I don't know why I'm seeing it as a contrast. It almost feels like there's just something that you've been blind to when it comes to long-term happiness and union. This could also have something to do with family, since like the Ten of Cups has the little family here. The celebration of family, of the home, a functioning household. There's either something that you've been blind to, willfully, or just unknowingly. You've been stuck in some way. And with the Three of Pentacles here, this shows a willingness to make it work. A desire to push through and actually figure something out. And the Queen of Wands, we have the Queen of Wands and the Magician that came out together. And what's really interesting, what's really sticking out to me here is the Queen of Wands is looking at the Magician. When you stand in your power, you are able to create your reality. Regardless of who you're working with, regardless of who's around you, regardless of anything, when you stand in your power, you stand in your truth, you stand in your worth, you are able to create your reality. Okay. Wow. We have Justice at the bottom of the deck there. And underneath of it is the High Priestess. There's possibly some wounds here when it comes to the family, when it comes to wanting that celebration, that functional household, that functional relationship. And you've been blind to what is actually in front of you. And you can't, it's almost like you're choosing not to see that things are actually working out this time, and that you have to choose yourself first. I almost hear like a knight in shining armor or a white savior. Not like white as in like the color of your skin. I'm talking like white as in like a white robe or something. Like, see how she's dressed in white? Like, that's what I mean. I don't mean like skin tone. I just realized what I said. But like intuitively, oh wow, the High Priestess is even in a white robe. Like, intuitively, deep down, you understand this. You understand that what is happening right now, you're being called to reclaim yourself in this Queen of Wands energy here. You're being called to become the Queen of Wands. And that is your divine justice. That is your reclaiming of yourself to achieve something that you have always wanted, that you have always looked to other people for or to fix. You're starting to recognize that it is not anyone else's to fix or to heal or to deal with. It is yours. And sometimes that might make, Sometimes that might seem scary. Sometimes it might seem very daunting and anxiety filled, but it is also very empowering to fully recognize that the power is in your hands. Yes, that comes with a whole bunch of responsibility, but it's responsibility that Spirit knows you can handle. I want to go deeper. Let's go deeper into this. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Wow. So we have the King of Pentacles coming out here. My camera's backwards, so of course my camera's backwards, so I can't fucking see if any of this is in frame or not. So yeah, we have the King of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups coming out here with it. I'm gonna get into these in a second. You long for stability. You long for a true grounded foundation. But you have to walk away from someone, from something, in order to achieve it. Even if that someone or something is a past version of yourself, or trauma, pain, you know. I haven't listened to the full podcast, but it was an episode that Leo Skeppy did. I'll probably link the video down below in the description if I remember. But the title was like The Gift of Trauma, and I think the power it gives you, or something like that. But I haven't listened to the full episode, but he was basically talking about how, no, you didn't deserve what happened to you, but you are also now more equipped to handle situations like that if they ever come your way. You now have the power to recognize patterns and avoid potential situations like that. Like there's a lot of power that comes from dealing with those things. And it's not a matter of like whether you deserved it or not, because there are times where people receive good that they don't deserve. Have you ever like been at work or been at school and you just see the person who's like such a bully, such like they're so mean, they're so nasty, and they just keep getting all of this good things happening to them, and you're like, they don't deserve that. The same thing can happen with the bad things, right? And so basically what I'm trying to get at is like, you need to learn how to walk away. Finally, you need to learn how to walk away from what is no longer serving you, because it is fine to process the trauma. It's fine to process the pain and the hurt and everything, but there comes a point you can't, like, you won't be processing it forever, you know? If you like, there comes a point where you just have to let it go. And if you come to a point where you feel like you just can't let it go, you then have to ask yourself, is it because there's still more to unpack, or is it because I am just so comfortable with hurting myself with the memory of this, with the pain of this, that I am not willing to let go? The other two cards that came out were the Ace of Wands and the Five of Cups. There is a surgence of energy that is in your hands right now, that is in your energy field right now. And just like the Two of Swords, but the Five of Cups, you're focusing on the wrong things. You're focusing on what you have lost. You're choosing not to see what you already have. You're choosing not to see where you are already at in life. And looking back at the Ten of Cups, this may not be like relationships or like family life, but it could just be like a sense of security, a sense of abundance and home and safety. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit. Right now, you are being called to enter a state of deep reflection. You are being asked by Spirit, possibly even your spirit guides, your higher self, whoever, whatever you believe in, or whoever you've been, in contact with here. You are being asked to truly reflect on what you are choosing to stay blind to. What's underneath? What's underneath the Hermit? Wow, the Nine of Cups. Emotional fulfillment, wish fulfillment, emotional abundance. Again, when you retreat and you reflect and you go inward and you find the answers for yourself, towards yourself, and you step into that Queen of Wands and you create your reality, you get the fulfillment that you have been searching outwardly for. It was always within you. It was always within you. The Tower, when I split the deck. The moment you choose yourself, everything that no longer serves you, that you've been holding on to, washes away. What's underneath the Tower? The Eight of Pentacles. You start to rebuild. You start to work on or work towards what is actually going to fulfill you, what is actually going to help you, what is actually going to bring you to where you want to be. And I feel like some of you may have been waiting for like the right time. The time is now. There is no right time. There is no time where you're going to feel ready. Because if you're constantly going to wait until you feel ready, you're never going to get there. Growth and healing and moving on and finally letting go of a past version of yourself, a past story that you have been living in, to to write the next story or to write the next chapter, it's uncomfortable and it's painful. And it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to break you. It's supposed to build you. I don't think I need clarifiers. Genuinely. Honestly, actually, I take that back. I want a clarifier on this King of Pentacles. It's really the only one that I feel like I need a clarifier on real quick. So let's see. Can you please clarify the King of Pentacles here, Spirit? Ay, ay, ay. That is so much. Okay. Okay. Well, it makes sense. So, like I said, the King of Pentacles, true, stable, grounded energy here. And the cards we have clarifying the King of Pentacles is the Five of Cups and the Five of Coins. I hope those are in frame. I'm going to move this over here. So the Five of Cups and the Five of Coins, the Eight of Coins, and the Seven of Swords. So there's the Eight of Pentacles / Eight of Coins coming out here again. And the Knight of Coins and the Nine of Swords. So like I said, like you've dealt with grief, emotional abandonment, being left out in the cold, feeling like you are too much, feeling like maybe you're not enough. You've just been through an absolute emotional roller coaster, because this feels very emotional. This feels very internal, but it's also just as mental as it is emotional. And you've put so much work into people who deceived you, into actions and places and things that just were not good for you, because you held on to this idea that if you tried hard enough, maybe it would work out. The thought of letting go and finally letting things just be and making space for potentially getting something better scared you to death, because it was always the question of, what if I don't find better? What if there is no better? But there is. There always was. And so here we also have the Knight of Coins / Knight of Pentacles with the Nine of Swords. Slow progress. I feel like you might be used to things happening so quickly, happening so fast, that slow progress, slow change terrifies you, because there comes a point where you feel stagnant, but in reality, you're not stagnant at all. You're still moving, but in order to achieve this stable, grounded foundation, you need to build it slowly, brick by brick, I'm hearing. And the end product is going to be so much better, so much more stable, and worthwhile than anything that you could have built in a few days or a few weeks. You know, this is something that is going to take so much effort and time and energy, and Spirit's telling you it is worth it because you are worth it. Stop fucking around, stop playing pity party with yourself, all right? And actually get the fuck up and create the life that you want, because you have everything you have ever seeked for outside of yourself within yourself. Hello. Okay. That will conclude the reading. That got real intense, real aggressive. But honestly, I feel like you needed it. I feel like y'all needed some aggressive love there. Oh wow. And we have Justice at the bottom of the deck. What's underneath of that? The Ace of Swords. I feel like I don't need to explain that. I don't need to explain that there. Again, links to my website is down below in the description. And I will see you in another video, whenever the fuck that is. And yeah, I hope you have a great night, evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time of day it is when you are watching this. And blessed be.